everyone, this is Jacqueline F. Casey and Sean Busey with another D&D video. Today we're going to be reviewing Hero Forge, a company who helps you to actualize, create, and customize your own miniatures. So here's the thing. I was so happy to find this site a few years ago. I'm not an artist. I'm okay, but there's no way I could ever put to paper and sculpture what I imagined my D&D characters to be like. And I didn't like stealing and modifying other people's work online. People do amazing things, and I wanted something that was more for me. And their online builder has not only helped me to express what was in my mind and my heart, but also gave me a way to have that manufactured. So Sean,
Yes.
you've used Hero Forge.
I have.
So say hello.
Hi, everybody.
And what do you think about it?
I really like Hero Forge. I haven't used it in a while. I've only had one character printed, 3D printed, but I've found it to be really, really fun interface to use. The amount of customizations is really cool. All the various combinations, you can get really creative with a character. And then, of course, printing it, bringing them to life. I think it's really neat. It's a really great tool.
Yeah. By the way, sorry I didn't introduce you right away. I got really excited.
That's okay. I'm back. It's quarantine videos.
Number 3?
Something. I think so. Something like that.
We're on 3 or 4 or something. And we might actually go to a podcast form. Since we do just like to talk more about that, but we would still post all of this cool stuff that we go over. But we'll think about it. If you have any ideas, if you think that our medium would be better as a podcast rather than a YouTube video, let us know, and we'll go from there. So on this first page that you've been staring at for about like a minute or two is my Tiefling Warlock, Gwendolyn Goody. If you've been on my website, you've seen her. And this is a file that I was able to download from Hero Forge's builder after I created her. And I did have this one printed and sent to me. It's beautiful. I love it. Also, I started a new character, Brasshammer. Broomhilda Brasshammer.
Yes.
She's a mountain dwarf barbarian. I haven't had her printed yet, but I think she's looking pretty good.
She's certainly wearing a lot of armor.
Well, yeah. She's like a tiny little cannonball. Especially when she starts to rage, right?
Did she come in like a wrecking ball?
Maybe she should. Maybe she should fold up like a Pokemon ball or something and you just roll her out. The first time that I saw custom minis being 3D printed was at Reno Pop Culture Con a few years ago. People themselves were being scanned in this huge machine that looked like something out of Star Trek, right? And then their miniatures were being printed, and they had to stand there in their poses for a long time. I felt bad for the people that had weapons and they had them up in the air for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're cosplaying as a hero, you better be able to heroically lift the blade up. Otherwise, you're not much of a hero.
But I tell you, in basic training, when they made us hold out our rifles, that was not fun. So I was like, oh my gosh. So people were in there, and it was cool though, because they were in their cosplay and they were getting printed. And I really wanted to do it. I was dressed as the TARDIS from Doctor Who, but the line was like so long that I opted out. But yeah, that was so cool. And I thought to myself at the time, someone really needs to be like, we need to be able to go online, customize characters and have them printed out. That would be so cool. So not long ago, well, Hero Forge started up after I saw that at the Reno Comic-Con. Then I found their website. Mm-hmm. Then they went through this transformation a few months ago where they started a Kickstarter and they added all kinds of new cool stuff. I donated somewhat to their Kickstarter. you can see that they raised over $3 million. This is something that people are really into, I think, and it's super easy to use, which we'll show you in a minute. So you can see how you could support them. I don't know if it's still open or not, but if you support them with certain amounts of money, then you get certain perks whenever they like, this one was supposed to be delivered in May 2020. This one was March. So if I don't know if you can get in on that anymore. This one says June. So yeah, you probably can. But if you want to donate or you just want to see what they have, go ahead and go to the Kickstarter website and look for Hero Forge, or put in Hero Forge Kickstarter in Google and you'll find it. And you can see all the amazing things that they're doing. They never had color before.
Yeah,
so that's
new.
interesting.
That's new. And I actually haven't gotten the chance to play around with the color yet. But you can see just by looking at the pictures that it gets really vivid.
Right.
You can do some pretty awesome looking stuff with it.
Oh, yeah. But you can see also the difference between the 3D color printed and the professionally painted. And they have both these options. So you can have it printed out in its color, or you can have one of their people paint it for you if you do not wish to paint it yourself, which is really interesting. And they added on different types of characters. It's not just D&D. It's, what's that other one that people like to play?
Well, the ones I remember seeing on there was things akin to, for copyright reasons, they can't say it's all the same races, but basically stuff for everything from D&D and Pathfinder and Warhammer.
Pathfinder, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, there's a lot of fantasy and science fiction elements from minis, but also like regular everyday pants, like the jeans some of you might be wearing. But most likely, since you're in quarantine, let's be real, sweatpants are an option in the clothing section of Hero Forge. So it gets, again, a very broad spectrum of designs.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And, you know, I think if you've watched my other videos, you'll see that I've actually, especially the one we did with the character creation, online character sheet creation with D&D Beyond, you can download a file of what you've created and then use that as your picture, which is really nice. So I invite you to go online, take a look at their stuff, see what that's all about. Maybe take your hand at creating something cool, new, wonderful, crazy. If you make something really cool, share it with us down below. I'll post it to my website. And I look forward to seeing what you guys can create. So let's actually move on to the Hero Forge.
Yeah, we're going to kind of do a walkthrough / review of creating a character and show you how easy it is.
So I'm going to hand the clicker over to Sean.
Oh.
I'm going to let him go through the, I know, surprise.
Okay.
I'm going to let you go through this. So when you first get to their webpage, it comes up in the builder.
Yeah, this is the homepage.
Yes, so you can make an account in the top right side. We're not going to, but you can log in, and that way you can save anything that you create. On the bottom left, you can go to their different social media sites or email them and get more information there.
Yep.
But as far as their website's concerned, you just go right to the builder.
Yep. So I think we should check out one of the more classic ones just for a demonstration here.
I don't know, that Infernal one's new and it looks pretty cool.
You're right. Let's do it.
No, it's fine.
Let's do the Infernal here. We'll go with a male Infernal.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah. Sometimes the pop-ups on this are a little nuts. That is one element of the site that I think could be improved. Just the amount of pop-ups going over everything can
the
be
information
really obstructive too. So anyway, so there's your races, but remember all sorts of stuff. Celestial is also one of the new ones. Your classics like humans and elves, dwarves. You can see all the fun stuff. Halflings, half demon, aka tieflings.
Tiefling, that was the base for mine.
Yeah. Half dragons, aka dragonborn. You got your anthro-canine, basically your
Or your
giant,
furries.
yeah, your cat person or your dog person, and then your cat person is the feline. Rat folk, minotaurs.
It goes on and on. They've
Yeah,
added so much lately. It's
there's
amazing.
and then you can do zombies, skeletons, goblins. There's no shortage. And even
Oh, that's
mermaids.
new.
Yeah,
I
I don't
haven't seen the
remember seeing that.
Yeah,
Centaurs. There's some fantastic stuff.
there really is. One of the things I do like about this is your ability to scroll around
Mm-hmm.
and really see your miniature from all angles.
Yeah, and the detail on these are pretty exact to how it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
My mini came out pretty good. Like some of the texture isn't completely there. You know, there's little imperfections in the printing. It's going to vary depending on the material that you print. But for
Mm-hmm.
the most part, the detail that you see is the detail that you'll get.
Sure. So they have races, which we just picked a race.
Actually,
Then they have...
I'm gonna call an audible hill.
Okay,
Here,
let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
go because I love centaurs. So
Nice.
let's
do
get a
it.
centaur here.
So next is head. So you can customize your head. You could spend forever in here. It's just like your Skyrim or Fallout or any of those games. You could
Right.
spend forever customizing, which is really neat to see this put into a practical
Yeah,
3D modeling. Instead of just doing it, in the
we're gonna give this guy a wicked,
in the video game itself.
We're gonna give this guy a wicked mohawk,
Sure.
and then let's throw a beard on him too, like a Zeus style beard.
There you go.
Right.
So, but you can see that you have tons of options. Expressions I thought were really interesting. That's how I got my tiefling to have that cocky little snarly
Yeah.
smile,
So
because she's that's her personality.
Now he's all behind his wicked beard.
Sure.
So-
And then they have the little drag.
So you can customize it so he
I
can
like
be all
the
snarl.
arg.
There we go. Make him look like a classic stereotypical Scot right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that a Scottish centaur? So there it is.
Now he looks like a pirate.
There we go.
So we'll skip the rest for
Yeah, and you
these.
can play around that. It's way fun.
So the body, this is where you can start to get crazy. So the centaur, of course, is half human, half horse.
Oh,
so
can we make him a skeleton?
right,
Oh
it
my
defaults
gosh.
to the humanoid, but you can do lizard. You can make him really skinny. Jack said,
No, that's so creepy.
right? It's really weird.
But man, you could really make some cool stuff.
Frog-like torso.
It
That
seems
sounds
to me like
wild.
you're kind of making more of a like Greek, Roman mythology type of guy.
Yeah.
So you can see where you can do measurements up there. So you could probably make him a little more
Yeah, you can change
buff.
the character's height. It shows you a D20 for scale, which I think is really nice.
That
Because
is
when I
nice.
first was looking at this, I was like, but how big is it? So you have
They added that.
you have the little scale here where it's like, well, how tall is the figure in normal everyday terms? Oh, right now he's about 6 feet tall. But then practical as a gaming piece, here he is next to a D20.
Nice.
So you can see how big it is. I think centaurs are big, so we're going to make him like 7 feet tall.
And I would do his build too.
Yeah.
So, which is down a little bit.
Oh, it's right there.
It's right there. Make him thick.
Nice, and there we go. Not too
Beefy.
big. We don't
There
want
we
him
go.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to clothing. And this is where,
I wonder what it's going to look like on the centaur.
right? So they have all sorts of pre-made outfits right here.
And I think if you hit the dice, it just randomizes. That's a new thing. So there was a dice up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a random.
You can just see what will happen.
Right. And so these are all pre-generated ones. So like druid clothes, blackguard plate, dragon knight. These are things that set outfits.
You can mix and match though.
Yeah, roughly
'Cause-
corresponding to classes, but you don't have to stick to any of these.
Right.
You can
'Cause
come up here
above.
to headwear,
Mhm.
shoulders, and you can customize anything and all of it. Now, he's going to be one of those radicals that doesn't wear a helmet or any sort of headwear because he wants to show off his wicked mohawk. So we're just going to go straight to chest armor. We'll do that. What do you think we should have him in?
I think, I don't know, all these look more like period pieces.
Yeah, they default.
So here we go. What about right down at the bottom in the middle there?
Orc armor chest piece. Why not?
That seems pretty, yeah.
Seems
there
pretty
you
centaur.
go.
Yeah. All right. So now let's not give him any shoulders or anything. We'll
Let's
just
go
skip.
to gear.
Yeah, we'll go to gear. So here you can customize animal companions. I think he kind of is his own animal companion. You can have him carry food and drink, change the things, the position of his hands. But then you can switch between instruments. So if you have a bard,
Yeah. Yeah.
short and long blades, axes, there's no shortage. He is a centaur. I
Just
think
randomly pick something.
bows are the
Okay, yeah.
classic for a centaur.
Sure.
So we'll have him get a bow. I think that's good. You can do here. This is one of the things I like. This one puts it in that hand on that side. This one goes on this side. This one is a two-handed pose.
Nice.
And you can also change these later in the pose section. We'll get to that in a second. So let's have him like that for now. Or let's give him a fancy one.
That looks more like a wood elf.
Yeah. There we'll go. We'll go hunting
We'll go
bow.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So next is the base.
Yeah. So this is basically any. So items is any sort of accessories basically that he has. We'll say he's very learned. Actually, it's kind of morphing into his leg. He's not that learned. We'll say he has also kind of morphing into his leg there. We'll say it's Halloween. Also in his leg.
For some reason.
Fine.
Yeah.
He stepped in a bear trap. That's he won't get away from it. It bit him this time.
Can you move it around?
I'm not sure actually.
See, that might be a drawback right there.
Yeah.
Is that you're not able to move the items around.
Yeah. That
seems like a drawback with the centaur. I've never had it happen with another one, but something to think about.
There, he's standing next to a skull.
That's kind of cool.
That looks. So, and then in the base here, you can change the type of material that he's standing on.
Yes.
So, like for a stone texture, maybe he's walking through a cobblestone street. Wood, maybe he's in a house. You can, of course, go with just a plain base.
Which I did.
You did?
I just did a plain base, but I had all candles all around her, and
that's right. Yeah.
She likes flame, so I wanted to add in a lot of fire.
Right. You can now change the rim.
See, apparently. I didn't have the rim before, so that's pretty cool.
So you can
then you can also get a label now too, if you want, on the bottom.
Yeah.
So maybe you could put your name on there or their name on there.
Yeah, you can put your text. Cool. You can put the Hero Forge logo, of course. Grr. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I want to go back to gear real fast. I think we should put a long blade on him.
You think so?
But I want to put it on his back. Back items. There we go. Because I think he would be carrying multiple swords.
Sure. Put it on his back. There it is.
There. He's got a...
Awesome.
Oh, it's cutting into his side. Oh my gosh.
It looks like we picked one that's not so easy, actually.
We'll do it like that. There we go. So now he's got a couple of weapons.
But I'm sure if you sent them some feedback about, hey, I really want this weapon with this character, can you make that happen? Yeah. I'm sure that they would get back to you.
Right.
And help you with that.
I'm curious to see if we can put the centaur on a mount. Oh, unavailable. Okay. All right.
Moving on.
So the pose section, this is, again, where you have your basic stuff. Standing still. There he is. Yelling at some random person on the street. Let's see if 1 hoof or 2
hoofs go out with that one on the second from the second row. From the top.
That's kind of the one that he was in by default. I mean, with this one.
Oh. You won't know what happens.
Right.
But that's pretty cool looking, actually.
It's pretty epic, yeah. I'm curious. Relaxed bow.
So you can see that you can pretty much do anything with them.
And you can mirror it so that he's facing one way or the other.
Like, that's great, but I just want it the other way.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. And then you can come up to advanced and you can actually change twist, bend position.
That's for the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can do it of the whole body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really, as you scroll down, this one looks like it's limited to his head.
Probably because he's a centaur.
Probably.
But all of this stuff is new, so I mean, it's really neat to play with.
Yeah.
And extras.
This is now colored stuff. So
that's actually your die.
Yeah, you can add a set of dice to it. You can make them opaque or translucent. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Let's go black, like this centaur's soul. We'll say.
Okay.
And then so material. Now this is one where I went. I think I did steel.
You
Yes,
did, but it looks like bronze.
it does. So the default one is plastic. It's pretty good. I think they're pretty solid. They're
Mhm.
about as well built as the regular store bought minis that you can get.
Mhm.
You can of course, get premium plastic, which is obviously
That's
darker.
what I did.
Is it?
Mhm. Yeah, it's nice.
And then there's all sorts of fancy stuff.
So,
Real bronze is a $200 mini,
yeah.
and then of course you can get just the.
This is for you to 3D print.
Yes, this is the actual 3D file.
Right.
I don't believe it comes out green.
Although, no, I have to say that with my Zoria, which is the Wood Elf Ranger, I got her in regular plastic and she broke. She was in a pose not unlike yours.
Okay.
And the line from the top to the bottom, she had a line bow where you could see the string, actually broke. My second time carrying it around, and I had her in the bubble wrap in my case, so I'm hoping maybe they've improved that.
Okay.
That was super disappointing.
Yeah, the one that I had printed is steel, and I have not had any issues with it whatsoever. Durable and holding up like super well. It's great. As you can see, it is a little on the pricier side. That price went up a little bit from when I got it, so I imagine their Kickstarter has probably allowed them to get some better materials.
Right.
But yeah, you know, overall, I would never complain about the product. I think it's great.
Yeah. I just had that one issue, and then like you said, like some of the pop-ups, it gets a little crazy, but to me, more information is better than none. So don't get discouraged by the amount of pop-ups. Just use them to your advantage or ignore them. Just have fun.
They're helpful and informative. I just wish they weren't so intrusive, maybe.
Yeah, because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So down here you have a screenshot, so you can actually take a screenshot of however you want your miniature to be posed, and you can download that for free.
Yeah.
They let you take your screenshots, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, so if you don't play with minis, but you still want a customized image to put on your character sheet, have at it.
That's their freebie, is they give you these files. Of course, if you want the 3D file or you want, the actual. And you should buy something from them. They're pretty well.
I think so. I think overall, this service is so ridiculously cool.
I mean, it really is.
And customizable. I think it's worth... Like, I would never go and buy a dozen goblins because of how expensive it is to do it when I can buy a 3-pack of goblins for like $5 at the mini store.
Right.
That's, those are the kinds of things. I think if you're playing, D&D or any role-playing game and you want a really cool, like, stand out mini for your player character, I think this is the best way to get that. You can, of course, buy the generic male elf warrior at the mini store and then, paint it. But there's, you get 2 figures and the same 2 poses. It's pretty straightforward. There's so much you can do with this. It's great.
It really is. So you can see I'm just playing around, moving things around, and you can see how much it changes everything.
Oh.
Especially since I put, I think, a female garment on him. But I could look a little wizardy, maybe. Oh, no.
Wow, he's
No, he looks good.
He's going through changes.
He looks great. I like it. I support this, whatever he's into. There you go. Whatever makes him feel like an authentic person, that is what counts. So what do you think about Hero Forge? Have you tried it? Do you like it? Are there things to be improved? If you've come up with something cool, share it below. Give us a link. Please follow me on my blog at jacquelinefkc.com. or where I talk about gaming and leadership. And we have all our videos online there, plus the YouTube channel. Or I'm online at Twitter at Jack Casey. That's JACQ. Also, you can check out Sean Busey's podcast and Lacks Historical Context and checked out for the UNR libraries. And I will link those down below. So let us know what you think. Thanks, guys.